DJB, welcome to Photo Critic TV, episode number 9. Welcome all, thank you for playing. Guys, if you want your photo review, go to www.photocritictv.com, click to submit, and we'll review your photographs online on camera. You can check out my portfolio at www.djbworldphotography.com. Let's get into it. First one, Robert Cannings. Rob, let's check it out. Robert is from the city of Melksham. Melksham, I just googled this before. It's a small English village in the United Kingdom. Thanks for your entry, Rob. Rob's got 3 photographs and is shooting with a Fujifilm HS10 bridge camera. A bridge camera is not quite a digital SLR, but it's better than a point and shoot compact camera. So hence it bridges the gap between a point and shoot and a digital SLR. HS10, Fuji. Robert's 18 years old. Let's have a look. First one, Rob. The first thing I just want to say is all of these photographs are amazing. You've done a great job with your bridge camera here. What I love about this first photograph, Rob, is the framing, the lighting, and the simplicity of this shot is fantastic. There's nothing distracting going on here. There's a simplicity with the lines going from left to right diagonally. You haven't misframed this image at all, i.e. the big pole. I don't know why I call that a pole. The big post. So the big post on the left here, that would have been quite easy for you to perhaps cut it off at the top or the left, and you haven't done, you've kept that in well. The only thing I would say is that the horizon is actually tilting a little bit to the right. So normally we want to try and keep this straight. So if you're doing any post-production work, have a look at the cropping of it and just kind of rotate the whole image to the left a little bit. So very nice photograph, Rob. You've chosen a good time of day to shoot. Thank you for that one. Let's go to the next one. Photograph number 2 from Rob. Similar shot. Again, Rob, fantastic photograph. The lighting is beautiful. This time the horizon is straight. The placement of the points of interest here are fantastic as well. You've used the rule of thirds well. So you've got the horizon on the top third roughly. The sunset coming down on the left third, or just a little bit in from the center, which is good. The only thing I can think of is perhaps we'd like to see a little bit more of the foreground here. So yeah, it may add a bit of interest to the photograph, but I can't really think of anything too bad about this. So thanks, Rob. The next one, photograph 3, and this means it's time for Aaron.
Thank you. Hello.
OTB on photograph 3. Aaron, what we do here is we get Aaron, who's never seen this photograph before, to give us his thoughts. He's got 7 seconds. OTB, off the bat, beyond the frame. Are you ready for this?
Yep, as always.
Okay, here we go. Here it is. 7 seconds. 7 seconds.
This photo is brought to you by the number 7 and the good people at Ray-Ban.
Why the number 7?
Sesame Street. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not? Okay. Wow, that's really really gonna help Rob out. Thanks, Aaron. Rob, no, seriously, this photograph, again, very high quality. It's almost commercial in value here. It looks like it could quite easily be used in a magazine if Ray-Ban wanted to use it to advertise their wafer range of sunglasses here, which it looks like that's what it is. The lens flare is really cool. You've captured that well. The placement of the subject here is great. It's a little bit hidden, so it makes the viewer think a little bit about what it is that you're trying to photograph. It's not giving away too much. We can clearly tell that Ray-Ban is the brand name here. Low depth of field again, which is great. So the front of the sunglasses is in focus, and the what do you call that? The arm. The arm is kind of fading into defocus with the rest of the background, which is great. So it'll be interesting to see what f-stop value you used here. Rob, the only thing maybe it's a little bit of a tight crop, so it would have been interesting to see what it looked like if you step back a bit or zoomed out a little bit, just so we could get a bit more space on the left-hand side. But I like the amount of the sunglasses that you're showing there, so I would have kept that the same, but shown maybe a little bit more on the left-hand side. Not too sure. I'd have to actually see it to make a comment on that, but really nice photograph, Rob. All three of these are fantastic, so you're doing well there with your Fujifilm HS10. Thank you, Rob. Next one from Andy. Andy Shepherd is from Birmingham in the UK. Andy shooting with an EOS 550D and an 18-55 kit lens, and this is a landscape shot of Sydney Harbour. Andy, oh, he's given his portfolio website address here as well. Okay, I will check that out for the next episode. Actually, Andy, I didn't see that there, and I'll have a look and let you know what's up with that. So, Andy, again, this is great photograph. I'd be interested to see how you actually crop this and put this photograph together. Whether you've taken 2 or 3 photographs and stitched it together in Photoshop, or whether you've just taken one zoomed right out and then kind of cropped it into a panoramic type of framing here. The lighting is really nice. The main thing I'd say is the same thing with Rob's photograph. The horizon does look like it's tilting a little bit to the right, so take that into whatever tool you're using for your post-production work and straighten the horizon. Lighting's great. Maybe would like to see a little bit more about the foreground. So, not the foreground, sorry. Just the detail in the buildings and the Sydney Opera House. So, if you could brighten that up a little bit, especially the Opera House, which we can just see, but I think that's a very interesting building. Brighten that up, just so that we can see a little bit more of it. But yeah, really great shot. Thanks, Andy. Let's go to the next submission from Archie. Let's have a look. Archie, shooting with a Nikon D5100. First one is from St Kilda in Melbourne with an 18-55 kit lens. Archie, great photograph. Again, I'd be curious to know what sort of shutter speed you used here. Looks like you've taken this on a tripod and maybe had a 10-second exposure going on, because there's a bit of motion blur in the water. The placement of the horizon is great. Bottom, lower third. The lines being created from the lights leading the viewer's eye into the photograph are also great, going from the left to the right. The only thing I can think of, and this is not something that you would easily be able to fix, but the little pontoon, the little pontoony thing in the middle there, that is definitely a distraction, and it does interrupt the way that my eye is flowing around the photograph. So the idea is the viewer needs to be able to look at this photograph without being distracted. So in this case, my eye goes from the left to the right, but then gets stuck on this little pontoony thing in the middle. So somehow, if you could have removed that distraction, that would have been great. But apart from that, lighting's fantastic. Placement of the horizon is great, so the composition is good. And technically, it's a very sharp image as well. So, good one, Archie. Next one. Archie, second photograph. Really nice shot here again. This has definitely got a bit of an eerie feel to it. It's kind of, I feel like I am expecting a werewolf to jump out from the bottom of the photograph here. So you've captured this really well. It's not easy to capture photographs like this when they're just under moonlight. So I'd be interested to know what sort of shutter speed you used and your aperture and so forth, just to work out how you did that. So Great photograph. I like the silhouette. The lighting is great. The bottom third of the photograph looks like the horizon, or it's just kind of the end of the bright clouds. So that is good. Good placement, good composition there. Can't really think of too much to say about this. Perhaps I would have somehow found a way to place the moon a little bit higher, and maybe you could have stepped back a little bit in order to do that. So if you step back, we could have placed the tree more towards the left, the moon more towards the right, and then we could have filled the frame a little bit better, because I think there's a little bit of space around the moon on the top right there that's not used. So thanks Archie for that one. Next one and final photograph from Archie. What's he said about this one? Man reading using a Nikon 50mm f1.8. Archie, again, this is a great moment here. The first thing I can tell is that the lighting is great. It looks natural, ambient light, no harsh shadows. The whites are white. There's no kind of bluey cast, so the white balance has been set up perfectly. And the moment here is it's kind of a peaceful moment with this guy. So he's just relaxing by himself, reading a magazine of some sort. So Archie, again, when you're taking photographs of people like this, take a few different ones from different lengths. So in this case, I would have stepped back so that we can see a bit more of his environment. So we can create a bit more space on the left, a bit more space above, but definitely keep him placed in the bottom right. So as you've done here, which is good. So I like the way you're using the rule of thirds. Subject's on the right third line, and his eye line is roughly on the top third line, which is what we want to do with people photographs. So good job, Archie, and it looks sharp, which is what you'd expect from this 50mm lens. I like it, and the simplicity is there as well. So the viewer can work out exactly what you're trying to photograph. It's not busy, it's very simple, uncluttered. So thank you, Archie, and thank you everybody for the entries tonight, this week on Photo Critic TV. I shall catch you next time.